So, I know I just got done talking about this sort of thing, with like Resident Evil 9 Requiem being revealed at Gamescom, which was technically yesterday, and literally we have seen some some things about a lot more about the prologue with literally what happened, with the whole setting of what happened 8 years ago with her and her mom, staying in this at the hotel room they were well at the hotel they were at, you know. So I did talk more about that in my previous one, and literally um, it looks like we got like more gameplay with Resident Evil 9 Requiem. Now, technically, I did see like bits of it, on Twitter today, just not the whole thing, just some stuff here and there, and also like little bonus thing, like the whole like death animation scene, I don't know if it'll show on here or not, probably not, but yeah, it does seem like very interesting, that like they're now showing it off, and they're showing off like gameplay of what we're gonna be looking forward to when Revenue comes out around the end of February, which is next year. So basically, um, it is seem like people got lucky, they were actually played a demo, of Resident Evil 9 Requiem. Again, this game has been gaining some notoriety, some good hype around it too, and that's actually pretty good, because this is a good way for people to actually to get hype for this game right here. I know there still is not a public release digital demo yet, even to be announced yet, but I'm pretty sure soon down the road, you know, maybe Capcom will finally be ready to initiate the launch of the demo for Requiem. Um, I know it's been played at Summer Games Fest, and now it's playing at Gamescom. I know that people really did want to see our play or hopefully Capcom did announce it, but sadly it didn't happen, not yet. Nah. I mean, just give them time. Just give them time. We'll definitely be able to get the demo of Requiem very soon. We just gotta wait patiently for Capcom to literally give the okay and say okay, so this is good, it's ready to go. Let's go ahead and announce it. That now people can play the demo that you couldn't be able to play at these at the Game Fest or Gamescom. Now you can able to play it you know on your console, enjoy it. Hopefully there's no time limits, I hope not, nothing like that. Because I mean they did this sort of thing with Resident Evil 2 demo where you had 30 minutes to literally play the game, and the problem was you were only on one account. That would count as a way for the time limit to stay. So you have 30 minutes to play the game from start to the end of the demo, you know. So nobody didn't like that because you had to create another account, I mean too, you had to create another account to play it again, but again with another 30-minute time limit on there too. So I mean they got eventually rid of it, the whole thing. And then with oh 7, that was just someone a teaser demo. To show capabilities of with the RE engine that Capcom has made. And then that one got more updates. So I don't think about do nothing like that. Nah. Village, you only got up to a certain point. Like there was a certain point in the village demo, to where it's okay, you got to this point, you're done. If you want to play it again, by all means, you can do that right now, you know. So that's actually pretty good. So I don't really know for sure what gonna be looking forward to whenever they do announce a Resident Evil 9 Requiem demo for people to finally download and for people to play, you know. So without further ado, um, let's go ahead and check out the gameplay demo of Resident Evil 9 Requiem. And technically, it's only going to go up to like right here, because that's where the video like ends. So it's basically both first person and third person.
He's dead.
Lady, he's been dead for like a long time now.
Infected.
Oh, hello. God damn, lady, when was the last time you brushed your teeth? Now it's on there. Alright, lady, your breath is kicking, man. Take a breath, man, some shit. So this is right here. This is right here to where we're seeing like like all this stuff like right here, you know.
What is this?
So this is how the revolution like like got to the whole thing.
Where is it going? Where is it going? Come on. Sing. Sing, Grace, sing. Oh, yes.
Got herself with the jar. I'm not gonna lie, while she's like suspended and like upside down, I know all that blood is like literally rushing to her head. Now the legs. Well, actually, I was kind of thinking like, she was like, like, uh, get her legs like, unbuckled, like first. But I think she did that like, like she probably fall down her back. So I think that probably is the smart thing to do. Is just like, do this right here, do that and like let it fall down. February 27, 2026. Hold it, hold it, hold it, hold it, hold. Sorry, I'm sorry, I'll pause it, but we gotta see this real quick. Hang on, let me do 2205 beacon word extraction. 2205 checked pulse, no abnormalities. 2211 uh administered day something. I can't read that. I can't make it out. 2218 condition stable, ready for further uh condition or something, or something like that. I don't know. I can't make heads or tails. I mean, I can make heads or tails of it, but just not like most of it. Okay, so we know for the fact like they say like she starts off in some kind of hospital gurney. So yeah, she's in the hospital. They put in Japanese so that way we won't know. RE3. Can't see shit, Captain. I'm pretty sure it's being played on PlayStation 5 Pro. Hold on. Specs. Okay, so we got like something here. So from the way I'm looking at this right now, it does look like this is some kind of like object that you can like throw, you know, to get like the enemy's attention, like to like the sound of like something breaking in the distance, and for you to like go get away as fast as you can, while they're busy like checking out like at the sound over there, you're making your way to escape from their pursuit. So I'm thinking that's gonna be something right there too. That's gotta be for something for combination. That is the lighter. Yep. So it looks like that key that she has already been used already. It's already made its purpose. Okay, so the lights are out. Fuck! Holy shit. Yeah, it's time to run.
What the fuck?
Holy shit, man. Oh, it hates the light. And it goes in the vents. Oh, fuck that, man.
Oh, what the hell was that thing?
Oh, that is scary as shit, dude. Okay, I would not be surprised they took this from aliens. Like, literally, it's so fucking aliens now. Because now it's running around that shit right there. It's in the vents.
Oh my god.
I'm guessing that's a healing item? I feel like her run speed is like somewhat slow. Like, I would say RE7, Ethan Winters slow run. Holy fuck, that got me. Hey, Green Herb.
Oh, not this way, not this way, not this way.
The fuck was that? Oh my god. I don't know why, like, I keep on thinking, like, there's, like, stuff, like, going on and shit, It's either her or this giant thing here. How much is left? Okay, still a lot left. Goddamn physics, dude. Holy shit, man. Fuck that thing. Can you close the door? So you can't close the door. and you can hear it rattling some things in the distance. I see, so you move some things, it doesn't stand still, it just ends up like, you know, making noise. Yeah, this is a way that like something like that really introduces a fear. What was that? Why did it blow up? Oh, goddamn. Hey, we saw the boss menu. Got toolbox. I mean, you can shank it with the screwdriver. I doubt it. Yeah, this is how it was right here. Yeah, this one like in the trailer too.
Don't come any closer!
Well, we saw. Oh, yep, it's a healing. It is a healing item. Like I was like, I don't know if people were like wondering, what the hell was that thing in the distance? And it's a horse. Well, okay, well, there goes the light. One-time fuse. Hey, you might want to run now again. Yeah, I knew it was the horse. Hey, now we got English ones.
Oh, not this way, not this way, not this way.
Holy fuck, man. This is where flight or flying experience will kick in. Holy fuck, it's right there. Sounds like it's third person now. God damn, she makes a lot of noise. Yeah, I kinda knew it. It was a horse statue.
What the fuck?
She stumbles? Oh man. Yeah, it's still going. So it does look like she'll probably stumble, but she'll definitely run. And it does look like this like thing right
What the hell
here,
was that thing?
from what I know they call it Big Mama, I guess. Um, it doesn't look like it actually goes like quick, like it's not right behind you or anything like that. Medical injector, a device used to administer medicine to an emergency. Fully restores your health. Oh, so it's like a fully upgraded
You're old.
herb when you have like red, green, and blue. Well, if you have like red and green, that will like get your health to the max. If you have like blue added, that'll get your health to the max. But also, if you're poison, get rid of the poison. Okay. So we saw the little health UI indicator. We are seeing like, like this right here to where we're seeing like, English text to describe like, like what she finds. And the thing is, what I'm finding out too is like if you're doing like these sort of like puzzles, but the problem is like they're gonna make noise, and if they do make too much noise, this big giant monster is going to go there and literally go to where the side of the source, So we're seeing something like that there. Okay, so we saw something like that there with Resident Evil 9. And think about this thing right here. Um, it does seem like, fitting how like, we're about to play this character that's not like, oh, like a super like, like superhuman, and which like, not like, be scared of like, like zombies or like a bioweapon. They got a gun, boom, 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 boom. That's it, done. Okay, move on. No, this is a character that is new to the series of Resident Evil. And the thing is like, even though she is part of the FBI, the thing is this right here. What we've seen right now is her being introduced to the fear that she is in. She is in this environment. She needs to find out where to go. She needs to find out to find the exit and get the hell out. And she needs to find a way to hide and run while being chased by some big giant like BOW creature, you know. So it does seem for the fact, that this is like literally one of those types of like horror games to where it's like you cannot fight them. You have no way of defending yourself type of situation. Your only options are to either run away from the enemy or hide. You'll only have two options. But it does kind of feel like, how like you will find some things like, for example, this bottle right here that you find. And you can use these sort of things like, should they introduce something like this to the game to have these objects that you will have on you and use them to your advantage to throw into the distance as far as you can. If you're about to encounter like, like an enemy, or you're hearing something like, like coming towards you from the distance, or around the corner, or someplace you're in a big giant room and you don't know where it's at, and your only method is like, like figure out where they're coming from, but also you need to evade them without letting them know your presence of where you are at. But you have an item with you, so you use the item to go ahead and literally throw it as far as you can, and the sound of it will definitely distract the enemy, which makes it for you to get away from them. But the problem is like you need to make sure that they don't hear you, or in this case, like what we're hearing right now, and during the gameplay, was you know literally her like her feet just stomping on the ground, just stomping on the ground, which is making a lot of noise, you know. So I can definitely say for the fact, that like you cannot probably like run all the time because when you run her shoes will make too much noise. So you have to make sure to like you can run, but you can't run too much because they're gonna find like the sound of your shoes hitting the ground on the floor, and that would make it worse because they're gonna find out where you are at. You know, so I would say like most of the time it's gonna probably be like like crouch walking or walking. You know, I mean, again, you can run, but you gotta like know the timing and know when is a good time to run. And there's no like enemies or anything like that, then you're perfectly fine, then you can run. But if you start hearing like like noises from like the distance, or anything like that, then you have to like make sure that you need to stop running, walk, crouch walk, whatever and like just hide somewhere, or use an object you find to like, like throw it someplace, let them go check out where the sound came from. While they know that's going, they don't know your presence, so you can go ahead and continue doing what you need to gotta do or continue on. Um, I know for a fact, like, those people probably have like weapons, like you probably have like weapons, like a gun, and some ammo. But I am kind of warning though, it's like I don't think there's like no way you can like kill this big giant thing right here. You know? Like I'm just saying it. There's gonna probably be no way you're gonna be able to kill this thing here. Because it feels like you're not gonna be able to actually do anything with it. Your only like choice is like maybe let's just like either like run, hide, or when you find a weapon, take it down. But I feel like she's like the nemesis of the game. Maybe the first part, maybe the first part that this big giant monster is like maybe the nemesis of the game. Because we already know how Nemesis is in Resident Evil 3. You can take Nemesis down with the weapon you have on you, but he won't die that easily. He'll just go down, which gives you time to run away, far away from Nemesis as fast as you can. That's all you can do. Only up until like a certain point within the game to where it's like, alright, so it's the final showdown with this big giant mutant Nemesis, now you can take it down, and then there you go. Nemesis is no more and done. I'm kind of thinking it's gonna probably lead to something like this, like right here, to where you can face this big giant mutanoid BOW in one big like boss showdown. You know, like you got some good weapons, you have a lot of ammo if you use it sparingly. Um, Now it's like you're about to head into some place like to where it's like you can't run no more. You can't hide no more. There's nothing you can do but to face this big giant thing and take it down once and for all. And I'm kind of thinking it's gonna maybe somehow, some way, like lead towards this sort of thing to where it's gonna probably maybe lead to something like that. Or, I mean, this is a guess of mine. Or to something like this right here, to where, um, maybe just maybe, that maybe you'll probably make your escape, you know? Like maybe like you done what you could, you solved the puzzles, you got these like items, you also managed to get a certain item, and once you get the certain item, however, then basically you're gonna probably have to like go through like a running away sequence to where it's like now the monster's pissed off. Now the monster knows your presence. Now it's time for you to run as fast as you can to get away from the monster because now you got the certain item and now you need to escape. You have to get out of there as fast as you can, you know? So I'm really thinking that's gonna probably be like like the two outcomes. That's how it's gonna be for like maybe like with this big giant monster right here in this building that you are in. You either enter like like a room to where it's like you have to take it down once and for all. You can't run, you can't hide, or to a point to where it's like you find a certain item and the places you went through. Now it's like you have to run away. You can't fight it no more. It's time to like leave this building and get to the exit as fast as you can. Well, this thing right here is like literally like going to attack you. So we see like right there with the health, it's not the pulsing type of thing, so that's kind of okay. Um, and we kind of know for the fact that like while you're going around this big giant building, while this big giant like zombie, well, we'll just call it like a big giant BOW, is like hot on your trail. However, um, you kind of know for the fact we see it right now. It doesn't like the light. It doesn't like the light. So basically, you have to like find a room that's like a safe haven for you. You know, because it looks like your only method for like finding your way around is the light that you find. But I'm pretty sure you probably find like a flashlight, which would be way better than like what you have right now to like light your way. And we know that this thing is like immune to the light, so that's actually pretty good. But I'm thinking like at a certain point like that the little safe spot that you will go to evade this monster and get away from them as fast as you can will probably like like maybe just maybe like be gone. Like the whole lighting, like the lightning strike, like they're about to hit to like the room with the light again. Um, but lightning flash, and unfortunately, since the lightning flash and knock out the power, that means your only spot, like that's like safe away from this big giant monster is now gone. So that means now they could go ahead and enter the room that was lighted up, no more. Now they can enter it and like go after you. So I think that's actually a clever thing, like they would do, because like we know how it is, like in say past like Resident Evil games, where like you are getting chased by like a zombie, your only method is like it's just like go to the save room and like just stay there. Um, I feel like like they may or may not do that, towards like um the save room will definitely be like the best bet, but it's not like they enter the room because it's a save room, but there'll probably be like like a temporary save room, you know like maybe some kind of like temporary save room that has light so that we can stay in there. But what I'm thinking of is like, okay, I'll just like stay here, like like just like don't let them catch me or anything like that. So I'm kind of thinking of is like if you stay in there for too long, probably like like the lightning will flash and the lightning will probably knock out the power. So it feels like your temporary safe room will be destroyed, and you have to find another safe temporary safe room to literally get away from this big giant monster. It does really know for the fact that they're actually doing this as a way to make it like more a horror survival type of game now, you know? So it's going to be something like that. And it looks like they're actually like, like doing a pretty good job, like, like bringing back the survival horror again, but throwing in a little mix up, to the sort of thing that like Requiem is going to have, because like you're not starting with like you're not starting off with like any type of weapon, you know, like you got nothing on you. Maybe just maybe like like around this time like like I would say like like maybe she's discovering something. She probably gets knocked out by something, and then she ends up like end up on a hospital gurney from like the beginning of this gameplay right here, and maybe she like all the stuff that she had, they probably took it all away, like maybe like her flashlight, maybe her handgun, a couple of ammo, and it's like all gone. You stripped away your weapons, you stripped away your ammo, you stripped away your health, you got nothing, you started with nothing, and now you have to make your way through this big giant building and just find a way to get out. So it's like basically the like House Benevito and Village, towards like you enter the house and basically you're stripped away of everything you have, all your weapons, all your items gone. Everything is gone. You're technically unarmed now. And the only thing you could do is like just literally, um, is just to explore as much as you can. I mean, you don't face an enemy, so that's the good thing right there. You don't face an enemy, so you're perfectly fine. You just need to solve puzzles. There will be some scary moments along the way, which is actually pretty good. And I'm thinking like, I would definitely say for reals, this is something like, what they're doing, like bring it back like, House of Benevito again, but turn it into something like totally different and really introducing like the fear to the player, you know, in this environment you are in. So I'm gonna not lie, man. I think Requiem is totally going to be something that's like right here, you know? And I really mean it too for reals. There's gonna be jumps, there's gonna be sound, like, from like a distance that's like either you're making a sound or like there's something else making that sound. So this is going to be like, like a really scary ass game, man. Literally. And I really don't know not the whole premise like being like Leon being in it. I don't know. If he's in it, he's in it. If he's not, he's not. Okay. I mean, it's just that like it's really up to developers. That's all they want him in. They want him in. That's good. If they don't want him in, that's fine. Just keep him out. I'm just saying like it's the way like that like people are like saying like oh he's gonna be in it. You don't know yet, but again, we'll have to wait until the game like comes out. When the game comes out, then maybe just maybe we'll probably get our answer. Like, should he be in it? But until then, yeah, like seeing like the gameplay demo like Resident Evil 9 Requiem has been like been seeing about this like pretty good, like really good, and again, I really do hope like down the road during this year. Hopefully, we actually do get to hear an announcement of like Capcom saying there will be a demo for the game. Probably be out like like maybe make announce it during TGS or the VGAs, any one of those two, or maybe a future Capcom Spotlight or a future Sony State of Play. So it's any one of those four right there. They'll probably like like maybe some way like announce a demo. Should they actually go ahead and do that, you know. If they do it as a future state of play, Capcom Spotlight, TGS, VGA, then that's good right there. That's okay. So until then, we'll definitely have to like be waiting for some more about Resident Evil 9 Requiem. So yeah, but yeah, man, I'm gonna love playing this game in first person. I guess that's the fear. It's the fear. You want to play in first person so you can like be immersed in the fear. Oh boy, it's gonna be fun as hell. Fun.